What's going on, y'all? It's your man, point guard, Stephen Bardo, coming back to you. Hope this live here with Next Chapter Forward finds you all doing well and hopefully warm. It's been a little chilly down here, so but it's all relative, right? I want to come on today, guys. Welcome to Next Chapter Forward. If you haven't been here, I'm Stephen Bardo. I'm the point guard. I lead this community. And this community helps Black men over 50 years old relocate to the place of their dreams. I'm a transition architect, meaning I'm a little bit more than a relocation specialist because I've actually done this over a 30-year period off and on. I've worked and lived and worked in like six to seven countries, but I've traveled to over 30. And I have a unique perspective on these things because a lot of people that will try to help you in this relocation space either have just gotten somewhere or they've been one place for the majority of the time. I've been in different areas of the world, worked in different areas of the world. So I can really help you in your transition if you are interested in leaving the United States and finding a country that suits your lifestyle, your needs, and your wants better. Okay. Pardon me. Look at the link down below. Get your global scouting report. This is a free report. You answer 8 questions. It takes 2 minutes. It spits out a readiness score for your ability to relocate. There are dreamers, there are planners, there are packers, and then there's those that are ready to relocate. Okay. So check it out. Go to the link. Get your global scouting report today. All right. Let's get into it. So, guys, you know, when I talk to gentlemen in these calls that we have, these relocation roadmap calls, the number one concern for Black men over 50 years old that are looking to relocate tends to be healthcare costs. Okay. So in the 13 or so countries that I really focus on, because that's the countries that have the largest Black communities in them from the United States that have relocated, those are the countries I focus on. Why do I do that? Because generally, if you find a group of Black Americans someplace, that means that it's cool for us. Like those people that are on the ground, they've done the work. They've experienced some of the things that you're going to experience. They've formed community to support one another. And so that's why I choose these countries. They are Mexico, Costa Rica, Belize, Panama, Colombia, Portugal, Ghana, Kenya, South Africa, Thailand, the Philippines, Vietnam, and Malaysia. Those are the countries that I focus on primarily based on the fact that they have thriving Black communities there. Okay. So I'm going to pick 5 of those today that I'll go into depth with. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. I'll get to them right after I go through this little presentation. Okay. First up is Colombia, $120 to $230 per month. Okay. Colombia has a very strong private hospital network. So that allows for the prices to stay low. And this is world-class healthcare, guys. All these countries that I'm mentioning, Colombia, Mexico, Panama, Portugal, and Thailand. And Portugal and Thailand might be the 2 best in the world in terms of healthcare. But Colombia is there as well. Colombia has a huge medical tourism industry where people from Canada, United States, Europe, they fly there. It's cheaper to fly to Colombia. Round trip tickets, lodging, eat, hang out, get the procedure done, and come back. It's cheaper to do that, get the procedure done and come back, hang out, than it is simply get the procedure done in the United States. It's like 10 to 20% of the cost of what it would be like to get a hip, let's say a hip replacement. So you're looking at a hip replacement in Chicago, Illinois, compared to traveling down to, say, Medellin or Cartagena or Bogota, Colombia. It's 90% discount on the cost of the procedure. So you can go round trip. You can bring a friend, a spouse, whatever. Two of you go round trip, get the procedure done, stay a few days because after a hip replacement, you may not be able to jump right back on a plane. But I've seen this, guys. I've researched this. People do this all the time. They'll spend 4 or 5 days in Colombia, kick it, hang out, eat good, all that because the cost of living is so reasonable there. And then come back to the United States with a brand new hip, did all that, had all that fun, experienced a new country, and it's still way cheaper than the procedure itself in the United States. That's why I'm sharing this with you guys, because a number of clients that I have, that's their main concern. They're concerned about evacuation costs if they need to leave the country and get back to the States. These countries, I don't think require that. And this is my opinion. Now, you might think differently. For some of the countries that we cover, Ghana, you may want evacuation insurance. You can get basic things done there, but heavy health insurance care and things of that nature, it's advised not to be in Ghana, but to go elsewhere. So you may want evacuation insurance. That's a rider that they add to the insurance policies. You may want to look at that in a country like Ghana. I think Kenya is a little bit better health insurance, but I need to dig a little bit deeper on that. Okay. But Colombia, Mexico, Panama, Portugal, Thailand, the countries that I'm going to talk about today, in my opinion, you don't need evacuation insurance. Obviously, that rider will add to the cost of the overall insurance. But Colombia is great value in terms of the cost of procedures, the cost of the monthly health care, but the quality care that you're going to receive. A lot of Colombian doctors are bilingual. Some of them are trained in the United States or Cuba. For those of you that don't know this, Cuba, before they were going through all this stuff that they're currently going through, trained some of the best doctors in the world. Even when Fidel Castro was there and U.S. was in Bardo, Cuba, they trained for a while, they were training the best doctors in the world. So you'll notice in this region, Mexico, Central America, Costa Rica, Panama, Colombia, right there in South America, a lot of these doctors were trained in Cuba. So the health care that you're going to receive in Colombia is world class. Okay. Next country, the one where I currently reside, Mexico. Private healthcare costs range from 140 to 260 USD. All right. Again, you can have, and I'm just showing you this, guys. The range includes private international health insurance with options like evacuation services. Okay. Now, let me give you a scenario. If I'm relocating from the United States to Mexico and I find that the healthcare system and the health care in Mexico is as good, if not better, than the United States, pardon me, why would I need evacuation insurance? Right? I think a lot of these countries get, especially Americans who are so brainwashed into thinking that no other country has good health care, that it's not a scam, but these countries are getting over on American expats or immigrants, Americans that immigrate to another country. They're playing on your fear. Why would you need evacuation services when the country that you're in, the healthcare is better than the United States? You're gonna pay for evacuation insurance for a once or twice in a lifetime situation to get transferred from the country that offers better healthcare back to the United States that offers worse healthcare. Doesn't make sense to me, guys. But to each his own. So I'm just giving you the ranges. Mexico, I've walked into a doctor's office because I wanted to get some blood work done. And I didn't use insurance. I just paid out of my pocket. Guys, a lot of expats who are healthy, that don't have pre-existing conditions, they won't even get health insurance because it's so affordable to pay cash. People get like injuries where they'll get a broken arm or they need x-rays or something like that. The x-rays are $25. There's a popular YouTuber here named Rope Monster. He does a great job of documenting life here in the Riviera Maya region. Okay. And so he got in a bad accident. He was on his bike. He got run off. He hit a ditch and I think he might have, he injured his ankle. He injured his shoulder and his arm. He got x-rays on all three. Each of them cost $25 or $30 a piece. Then the care itself cost $60. So guys, he was, what's that? 75, 60. He paid less than $150 out of his pocket to take care of a severely sprained ankle. I think he had a dislocated shoulder, or he had ligament damage in his shoulder, and he had some damage on his elbow or forearm. He got all three areas x-rayed to make sure that he didn't have soft tissue damage that needed to be surgically repaired. Then he got treatment for it, all under $150. So guys, I really want to break this healthcare thing down to you so that you don't get scammed. Okay. There's certain things that you really don't need. Okay. But that goes to mindset, and that's going to be next week's live. All right. Moving on. Panama, one of the world-class healthcare. I think the level is even above Mexico. When you look at the best healthcare in the world, you're looking at Turkey, Portugal, Thailand, and Colombia. Panama's right beneath them. Costa Rica's got great health insurance as well, but we're not talking about them today. But Panama is right there, if not in the same range, okay? $150 to $270 US per month, all right? They give you a lot of flexibility in the way that you can do your premiums. And then Panama has great visa programs. The pensionado, which is a retirement visa. If you get this visa, that price from $150 to $270 gets cut in half. The savings package that they have around the pensionado retirement visa in Panama is spectacular. I mean, like, you get half off at movies, you get 30% off on all public transportation. Certain hotel chains within Panama give you big time discounts. It's a great deal, guys. If you are retired or close to retirement age and you're thinking about Panama, look into the pensionado visa. It's the retirement visa. Very easy to qualify for. I think it's a very low minimum money requirement, but boy, the benefits you get from that are incredible. And I think it puts you eligible for the public healthcare system, which in Panama, obviously, is probably not as good as the private healthcare system, but the public healthcare system in Panama is pretty good. So just keep that in mind if you're thinking about Panama and looking at these ranges, okay? All right. Next up, Portugal, 110 to 220 euros, which equates to 130 to 260 US dollars per month. Portugal might be the gold standard. You know, their prices, I say they're the OG in the healthcare game, because Portugal was doing medical tourism a lot earlier than Colombia, than Turkey, than some of these other countries. I think even before Thailand, before these other countries got hip to how much money is in medical tourism, and the fact that they can, these countries can market to the United States, Canada, to Europe, to other areas of the world that have very high healthcare costs. Portugal's been doing this for a long time. Portugal also has very generous visas. They have their pensionado visa as well. I don't know if you get the level of savings that you get with the pensionado visa in Panama as you do in Portugal, but it's a very good deal. Okay. And one of the things I want to tell you guys with the visas, and I'll do a live on a visa breakdown here soon. But what I want you to consider, guys, is that the fees and things are changing. because of the geopolitics around the world. The U.S. acting like ass, you know what? It's the prices in Mexico have gone up. The prices around the world are going up. So you may want to work with a guy like me or someone like me. It doesn't have to be me, but you want to get with someone that has knowledge of these things because the prices are constantly changing. And some of it is based on geopolitics. Okay. All right. But Portugal, guys, some of the best healthcare you can get in the world, some of the best living that you can get in the world. Portugal is annually ranked among the top 5 countries to live in the world based on the lifestyle that they have, the quality of food. Half of the country is bordered by the Atlantic Ocean. It's right next to Spain on the Iberian coast, the Iberian Peninsula. Wonderful lifestyle. And the ladies are fine. They're fine. Just a tidbit. All right. And then our last country, Thailand, which has become really popular relocation destination because of the cost of living is almost unbelievable, guys. You have to see it to believe it. If you haven't looked into Thailand, go on YouTube and start looking at Thailand videos. You're gonna be floored by the quality of life that you get for the amount of money that you spend. It's incredible. My youngest son recently fell in love with the country. I've been planning to go there for years, just hadn't gone. But my youngest son, he's on assignment in another country. But every chance he gets, he runs his behind over to Thailand. He keeps telling me, he's like, Dad, I'm telling you, man, you would love Thailand. So I'm going to make my way over there. But I want you guys that aren't familiar with Thailand to look into it, because if you have $2,000 to $2,500 in Social Security monthly payments that you receive, you'll live like a king in Thailand. You think I'm playing? You get it depends, obviously, what part of the country you're in, but Bangkok, the main city, 7 million people, big city, but doesn't feel like New York. But you can be in some of the best neighborhoods in Thailand, get a 1 or 2 bedroom, ultra modern place for under $900 a month. I'm not making this stuff up. And 900 is on the higher side. You can get really good ones for 600. I know, guys, I research this stuff every day. Okay. The quality of life in Thailand is some of the best that you're going to find around the world. And their healthcare is elite, world-class level. Any procedure that you need done, you do not have to leave Thailand. It can be done there. And their hospital facilities are world-class. It looks like you went into a Beverly Hills Mall or something. The amenities and things that they have, the restaurants that they have associated with their hospitals are incredible. Guys, I'm really trying to get you guys to understand that when you get out of the United States, guys, it's a huge world out here. And a lot of these countries, they do it right, meaning that they govern their healthcare policies, their food policies, their water quality policies, their immigration around supporting their people. Everybody in the world isn't out to get every last dollar out of your pocket, similar to what we experience in the United States. It's not like that. And so I like to do these to break these things down for you, these stats on these different countries, so that what I'm trying to do is spark some curiosity in your minds so that you'll go back and get the information for yourself, because that's when it sticks the most. I can sit here and tell you and get excited and say, oh man, Mexico is this, Mexico is that, Thailand is this, Colombia is wonderful, Panama is the bomb. I can tell you all that. But if you still got the mindset that everything outside the United States is garbage, that's not going to do you any good, guys. Okay? So let me run through this really quickly again. Colombia, Private healthcare insurance costs 120 to 230 USD. Strong hospital networks, that keeps the price down. And world-class healthcare in Colombia. Number 2, Mexico, where I reside, $140 to $260 USD. Okay. Some of these include private international healthcare insurance. I don't know why in the hell you would come to a country with great healthcare insurance and need international healthcare insurance, but that's part of the game. Y'all know how insurance gets down. Okay. Number 3, Panama, $150 to $270 USD per month. They give you a lot of range, leeway in terms of higher deductible, lower premiums. If you want a lower deductible, higher premiums. They give you a lot of leeway. World-class healthcare in Panama. Number 4, might be the OG of world-class healthcare, Portugal. $130 to $260 per month for private healthcare insurance. I would say maybe the best in the world. Portugal healthcare and their care for their people, maybe the best in the world. And last but not least, Thailand is certainly catching up to Portugal, Turkey, and Colombia in terms of what they offer from a healthcare perspective. And the healthcare, the health tourism there is thriving because their facilities are world class. You'll go on YouTube, guys, and you'll find go look up some of the Black travelers. They have episodes when they have to go to the hospital. And I was glad that some of the guys, I can't remember. Oh, it was a brother in the movie industry from Los Angeles, and he's been out in Thailand, maybe 15, 20 years. He had a video where he went to a hospital to get a procedure done. I'm glad he took his camera with him because it looked like Beverly Hills, man, in there, like the amenities and things. So go check that out for yourselves, guys. Okay. I ran through that. Let me get to your questions now. Again, get your copy, get your global scouting report, guys, if you haven't already done so. All right. Okay, wait a minute. Oh, there we go. What's up, Charles? Good to see you, man. I've heard that Playa del Carmen has a humidity problem. Many of the houses are experiencing moisture seepage, which can lead to mold and health issues. I haven't run into that, Charles. Yes, Playa del Carmen doesn't have a humidity problem. They just have humidity because yours truly, I'm a humidity lover. I'm a very lean guy, athlete. I hate cold weather. Believe it or not, I lived in Chicago for 28 years. I don't know how, by the grace of the creator, probably. But I love the humidity. And I'm in a number of groups here in Playa del Carmen that have Black men that have been here, some 7 years, some 5 years, some 3 years, right? Not one of them has mentioned this issue. I know locals, I know Mexican locals, I know Canadians here, I know Europeans here. I've not heard that one time. Now, to your point, Charles, places that are tropical like this can have that issue. But the construction here in Playa del Carmen is really good. Okay. I'm sure that that's an issue maybe in some of the older buildings, but the places that I've looked at before I secured this place, there was no mold issues. There was no moisture seepage or anything. But thank you for that. And thank you for tuning in, Charles. Good to see you again, brother. What's up, friend zone? Millionaire. Riding with me. I'm riding with you, millionaire. I need a loan, brother. Good to see you on here. Thanks for tuning in. Guys, let's get the likes up. Thank you, Charles. I appreciate that. Yeah, guys, please like, share, and comment on this video. And also, if you know a brother that would really benefit from this information, please share it with them. Because, guys, I'm a conduit, meaning that I'm here to serve you all. Seriously. I've done pretty well in my career in terms of finances. I'm not under pressure. So this is a value play for me. This does my heart good because much has been given to me and as a young man, and the support that I got and the people that poured into me Now it's time for me to pour back into all of you. Okay? Because let's just kick it real, guys. Stuff at the crib is getting crazy, and it's going to get worse. They're tightening up the screws on us on all fronts. Okay? So I talk to guys and I hear people say, "Oh, we're gonna relocate in 2 or 3 years." I hope you have that much time. Now, I don't tell people that when I'm on the calls with them because I don't want to discourage people. I don't want people being fearful. Okay? But I'm able to see what's happening in the United States, guys, and I watch the BBC News, I watch Al Jazeera, I watch Mexican news sources that talk about the United States. Why? Because inside the United States, you guys aren't hearing all that's going on. And it's next to impossible to cover adequately exactly what's going on in the United States because there's an onslaught against its citizens. The government has turned against us. They no longer work for us. They work against us. And so the only reason I mention this, guys, because I don't want you thinking that, somebody's going to come along and change it back to no, that's not happening. You're witnessing the end of an empire. The United States as the top dog around the world is done. Those days are over. Okay? It's been over, but the propaganda cycle has you believing that the U.S. is still the top dog. We're not. That's been over about a year ago. Okay? So I just want to give you that little tidbit. What's good, Daryl James? Thanks for tuning in. Good to see you. You guys let me know where you're checking in from. I'd love to hear where you are, where you're listening from. What's up, everyone? Checking in from Punta Cana. That's what's up. Residential Blue, Punta Cana. I was just in the DR early January. Had a great time in Santo Domingo. Went up to Samaná just to see the Black culture that still lingers in that area. I love the Dominican Republic. Great country, man. Very underrated and way more than pay for play, guys. I know that's what you hear. I know that, when you mention Dominican Republic to Black women in the United States, the first thing that comes to mind is pay for play. Dominican Republic is so much more than that. So salute, Residential Blue. Thanks for tuning in, brother. Roderick Miller, good to see you, man. Okay, you had a great time in Tulum and Playa del Carmen. It was a little cold. Yes. Guys, the polar vortex has touched us as well. It got down to the low 60s with wind. So the wind chill factor was like in the mid to low 50s. For us, that's freezing because it's usually 80s and 90s here. So yes, it did get a little chilly. Roderick, I'm glad you enjoyed your trip. Make sure you come back. Next time you come back, make sure you hit me up, man. Wait a minute. Oh, wow. Thanks for this, Friend Zone Millionaire. For European expats, they prefer Mexico to the U.S., and that was before satellite internet. Portugal, #1 destination for European expats. So, Friend Zone breaking it down for you right there, guys. Good information. Thank you for sharing that. I am not surprised. I am not surprised. Okay, Residential Blue, this is good. He's in his early 60s. He pays less than $150 a month for private health care insurance. Now he's in the Dominican Republic. So yes, that's another country that I want to include in the countries that we talk about because I was really impressed when I went. And so, guys, this is what I'm trying to tell you, that the cost, everything in the United States is warped, way too high. Way too high. Racism is really expensive, guys. I'll say it again. Racism is really expensive because when you want to deny your citizens universal health care, or you want to deny your citizens basic rights to quality health care, it shoots the price of everything up. So these other countries, they're not hell-bent on keeping a portion of their citizens in a lower economic state. They don't, you know what I mean? There's colorism all over the world. Don't get me wrong. Colorism, racism, all over the world. I see it in Mexico, here in Mexico. But nothing hits like American racism to Black American people. Or what I'm going to start saying, the copper-colored people of America. Because I think that identifies our lineage a little bit better. That's for another video. Let's see. People say the 5th and 10th Street area is the best spot in Playa del Carmen. What you say, that's true. Charles, 5th Avenue, they call it Quinta Avenue here, is the main thoroughfare in Playa del Carmen. That's the busiest street that you're going to find. And that's where all the shops, that's where the tourists are set up. Now, Playa del Carmen has a great setup because that tourist stretch is only pedestrian. Can't drive on it because it's all pedestrian. It's all shops, hotels, restaurants, bars, anything you can think of, you can find on Quinta, 5th Avenue. 10th Avenue, which is a block west, is another nice street. It's got restaurants, but it's got some residential stuff on it. It's not quite as busy as 5th Street. I live 3 to 4 blocks west of 10th Avenue. And where I live is called Centro. It's the center of Playa del Carmen. And I prefer this area even more because I get to see a lot more local Mexicans. You'll see a lot of local Mexicans on 5th. Some will be walking and chilling, but most of them will be working. I prefer to get up here on 30th Avenue in the neighborhood where 30th Avenue is a busy businesses, restaurants, all that, but it's not tourist. It's local. I like it up here. Now I'll go and kick it on 5th. I'll go and kick it on 10th every now and then. But if I'm going out day to day and I want to get, like my laundromat is on 30th Avenue, where I go get my groceries is right off 30th. It's right across the street from where I'm staying. I've gone down to like a print shop. There's barber shops. There's all kind of stuff on 30th Avenue. So if you're a tourist and you want action all the time, 5th Avenue is definitely your spot. If you're like me and you've been here a lot and you're not a tourist and you want the quality of life that Playa del Carmen offers outside of the tourist stuff, come up into this area. That's what I say, Charles. Great question, man. Thank you. Oh, thank you, some for tuning in. And I appreciate that. I really do. Thank you. You were going to bring him up. Those guys love it. Okay. All right. Friend Zone said, I retired a year ago. Me and my coworkers live in Mexico, Tijuana. They're Mexicans. Okay, great group of guys. Puerto Nuevo, Lobster Village near Tijuana, the bomb. See, guys, my dad took me to Tijuana when I was a little boy. And so I'm 57 now, but when I was, what was that, 8 or 9, something like that, my dad brought me, my brother and sister out to California, and Robin, my other sister, from another family, but they're our family. So it was 4 of us. No, it was 5 of us. It was Dad, Robin, Craig, Helen, and me. Okay, so we go to Tijuana, and back then it was dusty, it was dirty, it wasn't very desirable. It was a tourist destination. A lot of times, because San Diego has a huge naval presence, a lot of the sailors would go into Tijuana and party. Okay, so you see it. All right, it wasn't very desirable then. I've heard that Tijuana is much better now. Escondido, which is not far from Tijuana, Esmeralda, which is there as well. Baja California has some really nice areas in it. It's not just Cabo. It's not just La Paz. There are areas near Tijuana that are pretty nice now. So that's cool, Friend Zone. Thanks for sharing that. AJ Lewis. I know Portugal ranks high on a lot of people's lists, but I'm not going anywhere with the euro is the currency of the exchange. Well, AJ, let me share something with you. The US dollar is crashing. I don't know if you knew that. The US dollar has lost, in the last 14 months, the US dollar has lost 13% of its purchasing power. It's lost purchasing power against the peso, the Mexican peso. So what I want you to do, AJ, is to not get in your head with that conditioning, that brainwashing. Get out of your head and look at facts. You may want to put some of your money in euros so you don't lose the purchasing power. Because what happens, guys, they're about to turn the money printer on again. The U.S. Treasury is going to lower rates and they're going to start printing money again. Every time they print money, your U.S. dollar loses purchasing power. Other countries don't do it quite the way that the U.S. does, okay? So the euro is a strong currency compared to the dollar. The Mexican peso is a strong currency compared to the dollar right now. So AJ, I want you to get out of that mindset because you're going to limit your opportunities thinking that way. The US dollar is crashing, guys. It's losing value every day. And it's being intentionally crashed by the US government because we're switching the monetary system. I hope you guys understand this. They're going to flip a switch when this Clarity Act clears, probably February 20th or so, and give it another week. Right at the beginning of March, in my opinion, from the research that I've seen, they're going to flip the switch. You guys have been you all have been using cryptocurrency and didn't really even know it. You did not know it, but most of us in the United States have been using some form of cryptocurrency, some form of blockchain technology that you weren't even aware of. The rails are set, guys. The new monetary system is here. They're just waiting to flip the switch. So AJ, be careful with your mentality and the way that you're viewing the US dollar, because it's not going to be the global current what do they call it? It's not going to be the global currency anymore. People are understanding that the US dollar is backed by nothing but trust of the people that use it. That's it. It's not backed by gold. But all these other new currencies that are coming up, the Chinese yuan is backed by gold. The BRICS coalition, the countries that now are working together, Russia, China, Brazil, India, South Africa, Turkey, Saudi Arabia, Indonesia, they have over half the world's population working inside the BRICS. The BRICS are backing their currency with gold, something the U.S. did before 1972. So guys, be careful of how you think about this old world thinking, because this stuff is going away, guys. You may disagree with me, but it is what it is. As an American, I recognize that racism is profound in this country. It's systemic, but are you suggesting that Mexicans aren't equally as racist? What I'm suggesting to you, AJ, is that Mexicans are brainwashed like Americans are, but the Mexicans in Mexico are way different than the Mexicans in the United States. Mexicans in the United States act very differently than Mexicans in Mexico. Okay? So what I'm telling you is there's a huge difference in American racism that is systemic towards Black Americans than colorism against Afro people in Mexico. Huge, huge difference. You don't have vigilante groups of Mexicans running around trying to find a Black person vulnerable so they can kill them or they can hang them. Black people are still being hung in the United States. Show me the number of people that are hung in Mexico. Show me how many people of African descent have been hung in Mexico. I'll wait. That's the difference, guys. I need to do a serious mindset series because a lot of us are brainwashed. We point the finger at different countries, but don't even look at the reality of what the United States is. You guys have seen some of these Epstein files that they've released. These are the top 1% financially in the world that run the world. And these are some sick mother, you know what? These people are sick. These are the same people that set the system up against black people, against the copper-colored people of the United States. So please don't point the finger at any country until you recognize and you realize for yourself how bad it is in the United States. That's part of the reason why I'm in Mexico as we speak. Okay? Please don't get on your high moral horse because the U.S. has no moral ground to talk about anybody in the way that they treat their citizens. Okay? I'm not mad at you, AJ. I get fired up on that topic. I really get fired up on that topic because we're so brainwashed in that regard. Healthcare is a vicious cycle in the U.S. Ooh, I agree with this. 1, terrible toxic food. Yes. 2, no time for exercise. Well, friend zone, you got to make time. I know a lot of us work, but we make time for what we want to make time for. So I may disagree with you on that. Toxic medicine, no doubt about it. Increased need for doctor visit. Yes. Mortuary. Yes. The man gets paid at steps 1 through 5. Yes, he does. And throw in chemtrails. Throw in the water supply being poisoned. Throw in forever chemicals that leach into private water wells. These are forever chemicals, guys. Forever means forever. They don't break down. And they're causing all these illnesses and stuff. So guys, please, please, please change your mindset about these other countries. The United States is an expensive experiment for the copper-colored people that live there, that are from there. It's an expensive, deadly experience for us, okay? Yep. Yes. You know why, friend zone? You know why a lot of places in the Far East want this? I want you guys to look this up. This is fascinating. Every fiat currency has failed. In the history of the world, every single fiat currency has failed. Meaning that governments cannot govern themselves. And if you have the ability to print your own money, governments will kick the responsibility down the road. They'll continue to print dollars, and your purchasing power will continue to be eroded. That's what inflation is, guys. It's not that the fact that items and services and goods necessarily change in value. It's the value of what you're purchasing them with that loses value. That's what makes them more expensive. That's all inflation is. Every fiat currency in the world has failed at some point. It's collapsed because the governments can't govern themselves. They refuse to govern themselves. So here comes crypto on the blockchain technology. Every transaction that you can do is for everybody to see. It's a transparent system that the old legacy monetary system is not. Guys, pretty soon with XRP and Ripple, banks will be able to send trillions, billions and trillions of dollars in seconds. You can't do that with the SWIFT system because there's money men, and I ain't going to tell you who they are or what their nationality or race is, but there are money men that sit there when you transfer money from the United States to Africa, somewhere in Africa, and it takes, you just take a couple days to get there or whatever. There were middlemen. Everybody was taking a piece. Everybody was getting their cut. Crypto eliminates all that. There are no middlemen. The brother that's in Punta Cana, Residential Blue, who's in Punta Cana, I can send pretty soon. I'll be able to send him $10,000, and he'll get it in seconds, maybe a minute. No middleman, no extra fee. There'll be a little bit of fee with the network that you send it off of, but it's pennies compared to what we used to have to deal with in the old legacy Swift system. That thankfully is dying away. It's going away. Okay, that's why people want crypto now. You can go to Argentina, go to Zimbabwe, go to Argentina, Zimbabwe. I'm thinking of the countries, guys, that their currencies have collapsed within the last decade or so. Argentina's currency has collapsed 4 times in the last 25 years. They're big on cryptocurrency. Venezuela is another country. They conduct cryptocurrency transactions on the regular. They had to get around the U.S. embargo, right? So when the U.S. is trying to rule people and come down hard on people that don't allow them to they don't allow the U.S. to just come and exploit them, and you get these U.S. sanctions and you get put off of the SWIFT system. Well, now Russia and China and these different places had to figure out, they had to create their own systems, and they're using the blockchain technology and cryptocurrency. That's the only reason the U.S. is forcing this on the citizens now, because the U.S. is so far behind in this technology and the adoption and use of blockchain technology and cryptocurrencies. We're way behind. So keep that in mind, guys. Okay. All right. You'll need a roundtable Zoom with the brothers from Hollywood that are in Thailand and various You know what? Damn. Friend Zone Millionaire, that's a hell of an idea. I'm going to have to invite you in on that. Seriously. That's a great idea. I'm going to do that. I've interviewed Rondell from the Yarboroughs. That's it. They're OG black travelers. They've been in the game over about 10 or 11 years. They've been living outside the United States. I interviewed Rondell one time. He was fantastic. Go back on the channel. You'll see it. It's an earlier video, but I sat down with him for about 30 minutes. It was a great interview. But I may try to get he and Abroad with Jay, who I had a recent video with in the Dominican Republic. My guy, Brian Rowson, who coaches a professional basketball team out in Indonesia. He's been in Thailand. He's been in that area of the world for a few years now. That's a great idea, Friend Zone. I'm going to do that. I'm going to invite you in on that. I appreciate that. Some brother, peep this out. How reasonable do you think it would be to relocate as a 30-year-old with like 60,000 USD saved up? Bro, can we change places? Seriously, because I got a lot. I've got, outside the United States, people would think I'm rich. Okay, let's just say, I've done pretty good. Okay, but bro, you're 30 years old and you got $60,000 saved up. So here's the thing, Sum. Here's what I would tell you to do. Find a way to generate income that is not dependent on location. So if you're not an expert in something, here's what I want you to do. Bro, you are in one of the best situations that I think I've seen recently. Here's what I want you to do, Sum. Send me a direct message, because I want to help you do this. I'm not even going to charge you for it. Seriously, I'm not going to charge you for it. I want to help you do this. Go take the money that you've got, find the expert in the field that you want to create an online business with. Find the expert. Generally, they have a course or they have something that they will sell that will help you get into the area that they've become an expert in. Invest that money. It could be $1,000, it could be $2,500, it could be $5,000. But if they're the expert, they will cut down on a lot of time. They'll give you shortcuts. They'll give you the right direction to go. Brother, I'm telling you, if you do this, by the time you're 31, you'll still have at least $50,000. If you're taking care of your money, you'll still have at least $50,000 of a cushion. You can give yourself 12, 18 months before your business gets to the point where it can pay for your lifestyle. And guys, if you can generate $2,000 to $2,500 a month from an online business, which is not very difficult, it's not, you can live almost anywhere else in the world comfortably. You are in a very, very good position. I hope you take me up on my offer. I'm serious. I would love to help you because my sons are your age and they don't quite understand the way the world is shifting, and that you've got to figure out a way to have location independent income. Whether you invest, whether you take a portion of that, and maybe you take $20,000, you start to invest it in a way that can bring you back income. You have a lot of opportunities, bro. Hit me up. I'm serious. I'd love to help you. Speaking to you from Panama. Oh, okay, AJ. Hey, AJ, look. Let me see if I still got the link. I'm going to put the link in the comment. Well, wait a minute. I think I've got a ticker here. Oh, here we go. So guys, you can type in the comments, free throw 15, and I'll send you the link, or go to this link, pause the live, screenshot the link, go to this link, you get a free 15-minute call with me. Well, what I do is I ask you a series of questions so I can get a sense of what your concerns are, what you're looking for, what your lifestyle needs. And I give you a game plan after that 15 minutes. Or if I think you're ready, I'll offer some of my paid services that can get you closer to being in the country that you want to be in. So get your type free throw 15 in the comments, or go to this link, sign up for the free 15-minute call. I had a call right before I came on with you guys. Brother that Willie actually taught, he coached my son in Little League. Willie lives in Chicago. And he coached my oldest son in Little League baseball. Small world, right? He and his wife are interested in relocating. Now, they're not at the point where they're ready to do it right now. They're about a year and a half away. But these are very good to give you guys a sense of where you are and what you can be thinking about. Okay? So make sure you check that out. All right, let's see. Yeah, Charles, you know why? Because these people are starting to understand about the dollar and fiat currency. They've done their research, so that's why they want to be paid in euros, and that's why some people want to be paid in Bitcoin, because they understand the US dollar is getting eroded by the day. During COVID, we printed so much, way too many dollars. That's why we have an inflation problem right now. It's because of the money print. So that doesn't surprise me at all. And then peep this, guys. Great point here. Here's the thing. I could go and show you videos of Jamie Dimon killing Bitcoin, saying that Bitcoin was a fraud, cryptocurrency needs to be outlawed, it's illegal, this, that. Always watch when those billionaires start saying things are wrong with something. They're trying to get the public to get out of it. They're trying to shake the retail money out of it so they can hoard it and then let it rip, right? For example, I'm going to give y'all heads up. Guys, if you don't have XRP, hurry up and buy some right now. XRP. I'm giving you, you'll thank me later. All right. I'm going on my phone. I'm looking up the price. It's still under $2. XRP is today, at this moment, $1.59. Okay. $1 or $1.54. If you've got $250, $500, $1,000, that discretionary, that you don't need to go to bills, buy that today. If you don't have a Coinbase account, it's very easy. You can do it on your phone. Use Coinbase, use Robinhood. There's a number of different crypto exchanges that are very good. Buy XRP because XRP is going to be the rails. XLM, Stellar is going to be the rails. HBAR, Hedera, the rails. See what I'm getting at? Ethereum, the rails. Bitcoin to me is a store of value, is digital gold. You can get Bitcoin, but if you want appreciation, because they're going to flip the switch, and they're not talking about it in the media, they're just going to flip the switch one day, guys. And you're going to be using crypto. You're going to be using USDT. You're going to be using these stable coins that are going to be pegged to the dollar, meaning that one stable coin will be equal to the value of $1. And they're going to start to get the dollars out of circulation. And it's all going to be digital because they can track everything. They can't track coins and cash like you can cryptocurrency. So you heard it here first. Okay. Some, I hope you're on. Listen, look what AJ just said. I would encourage some to learn how to trade in the market. Financial literacy is paramount. Ding, 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 bingo. Some, I hope you're on here. AJ's giving you the game now. That's real talk. Thank you, AJ. And thank you to AJ, Friend Zone Millionaire, Charles D, AJ Lewis, some. You guys are great, man. I appreciate you taking your time out to join me. I thought it was going to be a short one, but I love chopping it up with brothers, man. I love all of y'all. I really do. I'm very serious about that. I want the best for all of you. I'm living my best life, right? But I want to share some of this with you. I want you guys to have some of the rested central nervous system. I want you to, when you see the police, not tense up. I want you to, when you go shopping, I don't want you to, to see people looking at you and staring at you and wondering if you're going to steal something. I want these experiences for you. I want you to be able to go to the country of your choice and have affordable, good health care, clean food and water to consume, healthy people to interact with and develop relationships with. I want all this for you guys, okay? So if you like what I'm putting down and you know other brothers that could benefit from this, please share this with them and encourage them to subscribe to Next Chapter Forward. Hit the notification so that you guys know whenever there's new content that's released. But generally, I'm going to go live every week on Wednesdays at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I will usually drop a long form video on Mondays. I always do my short form stuff because I like doing that. So if you haven't subscribed to Next Chapter Forward, subscribe to the channel. Like, share, and comment on this video. It really helps the algorithm. And share with other brothers so that we all can experience this living these copper-colored men of the United States, that we can start to manifest who we really are, which I think we are the best people on the planet. We are God's chosen people. And I want us to start knowing that, not thinking it, but internalizing it, living it, walking up to each other and being like, what's up, brother? give you a dap, hug, pound. I don't even have to know you. That's what I'm on. Okay. And if you all are on this as well, let's build together. All right. Okay. You guys have a great rest of your week. Thank you again for your time. I really appreciate you guys. And until next time,